On Saturday evening, September 17th, 1966, the Ku Klux Klan held a cross-burning rally near Saugus, California. Pacifica Radio was at the scene, and this is the way it was.
Racism is just as prevalent today as it was a century ago. The idea that whites are a superior race is ingrained into the minds of our children from a relatively young age.
Could you describe what is happening at the moment? Well, we have many leaders in the right wing here, and it's almost dark down in the basin, and there's little spontaneous uprisings such as white power and Negroes back to Africa, and America is a white nation conceived by white men for white men and maintained by white men throughout all of its history, and just good white men sticking up for white Christian principles.
A recent study published in the American Journal of Public Health estimated that over 886,000 deaths could have been prevented from 1991 to 2000 if African Americans had received the same health care as did whites.
We're down here below the cross, below the promontory, where they're going to have the ceremony.
Many figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. have risen up and spoken against racism. Their voices have had a profound impact upon the American society. However, the beliefs and values of American minorities are still pressed to conform to those with lighter skin.
Let every traitor, every corrupt politician, and every nigger remember this, that the white man has not yet voted away his right to a revolution against tyranny and oppression, and we never will. 3 cheers for the white race! Happy
This is John Yago, professor of the Luganda language class at Global Outreach Developments International in Nashville, Tennessee. John moved to Nashville from the East African country of Uganda in December of 2008. Since then, he has gotten married and become an active participant with GOD International, a movement that believes racism to be a big hindrance in effective third world development. I asked John to share some of his thoughts on racism, as well as any experiences he has had since moving to Nashville.
He sees you, like, looks down or even almost turns away, and no one smiles at you. Especially like white people, versus black people. I even worked for, MTN, which is one of the, top companies in Africa.
And then you come here and you have a hard time getting even simple jobs.
Even a simple job as working, stocking, or, working as a bagger.
I asked John if he had experienced the same type of racism in Africa.
Africa also has, a very strong racial element, though it's not, based on color like, how it is here. Basically, the racism in Africa is based on tribes, and it's there. It's there.
Yeah. On a similar note, Professor Mike Garner recently took GOD International's Liberation Theology class to hear Cornel West speak at Tennessee State University. Cornel West is said to be one of America's most provocative public intellectuals, speaking on behalf of racial justice since his early childhood.
Keep track of that which is often hidden and concealed by deodorized stories about America or deodorized stories about ourselves that wants to stay at the superficial level.
Extracurricular activities such as this are what help to shape the students at GOD International as both Christians and social activists who advocate on behalf of the poor and marginalized in society. So, how should we think about racism in a globally conscious community?
To me, it's very absurd to, associate such kind of behaviors and activities to, Christianity. If those are the, Christian principles that are birthing racism in the world, then it's a different kind of Christianity that I personally don't know of right now. So if any missionaries are racist, then they are not true missionaries.
to start.